Once the Apostle Paul was converted from Judaism, there were three things by which he gauged the success of his ministry. And I think these are still the three characteristics that are important for every ministry, but also for every one of us as believers. They're very simple, very plain. I want to share them with you again. You've probably heard them before, but it doesn't hurt to hear it over and over again until we really let it sink in and allow it to become a part of our daily walk. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment, but first of all, let me say hi and welcome once again to another Heart to Heart Talk with me. I'm John Kuert, the pastor at Alpha Assembly in Clarion, Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining me once again, and I hope and pray that this message will stir you up and challenge you and help you to shine brighter than ever before as a Christian. Well, here's what the Apostle Paul gauged his success by in ministry, and believe me, he was very successful. He could have said, I've planted so many churches. He could have said, I've had so many converts. He could have said, I've done this or that. I've seen miracles. But this is what he said: faith, love, and hope. Those are the three characteristics by which he gauged his success in ministry. And I think those are the three characteristics that will just also gauge how successful we have been as Christians. And before I share those or just elaborate on those 3 points just a little bit, I want to tell you that I just got off of a Zoom call to a number of believers in Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam a number of times, and I'm hoping and planning to go once again in June of this year. But I had a little Zoom call, and this is exactly what I shared with them. And they were excited to hear it, and I hope that you will be too. But so this is what Paul said: without faith, first of all, it's impossible to please God. And that's what the Bible says in Hebrews 11:6. It says, without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So that's the kind of faith that we need to have, that we don't think anything is impossible with God. And with that kind of faith, we can do great impossibilities. And without that kind of faith, he says it's impossible to please him. Well, the second thing he says is love. Faith, then love. Without love, we're nothing. And in the great love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, the Apostle Paul wrote this: if I speak with the tongues of men and of angels but have not love, I am a resounding gong and a clanging cymbal. Zero, he said. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but have not love, zero. I am zero. I am nothing. And so we need to have love. We need to let the love of God, greater love hath this than no man, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And that's what Jesus did for us. But actually, we were his enemies when he laid down his life for us. And so that's the kind of love that we need to have for one another. Without it, we're nothing. And then finally, without hope, we will never endure to the end. Isaiah 40:31 says, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. And so we must have hope and believe that no matter what we face, that God is going to bring us through. We have hope that he is going to hear and answer our prayers, and that he's going to do great things. And we're trusting him for that in our lives and in our church. So those are the three things. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. Without love, we are nothing. And without hope, we will never, ever endure to the end. And I think as Christians, we need to be models of the Christian way by living positively because of faith, by living peacefully because of hope, and living productively because of love. And those early believers, they were models. Jesus or the Apostle Paul said, "You have been models of the faith," and and that's what we need to be doing as well, being models of the faith. Well, that's it, and I hope that you've enjoyed that message, and it's just kind of sparked something fresh and anew in your heart and life. And I do believe that if you stop by our church and visit us some Sunday morning, that there will be more sparks of life and love and all the good things that God has to offer. So we invite you to come. We would love to have you. 10:30 Sunday morning at Alpha Assembly in Clarion, Pennsylvania, 499 East Grandview Pike. You can check us out on the web page, alphaag.org, or at our Facebook page. In the meantime, until we meet again, God bless and have a great, great day. Bye-bye.